guys, welcome back to episode 11 of the Mile High Club. We're here in Miami, and as it's episode 11 and I love an angel number, we wanted to cover manifestation and why so many people are getting this side of business so far wrong that it's ruining their success.
What do you mean? You cannot wish yourself to seven figures?
I mean, it'd be nice.
I can't write it on a board and it just happens?
No, unfortunately, Rach. Is that how you got to where you did?
Well, funny you should say that. No. No. But I'm very good at manifesting. I'm not going to lie. And we were actually on the beach earlier today. And she's like, what are you doing? I'm sitting on the floor with my little notepad. All serene. And it's really interesting that 6 years ago, I sat on the beach here on South Beach and manifested a completely different life. Not a completely different life, but the next chapter of my life. And it came true. And then 2 years ago, I sat on exactly the same beach, manifested the past 2 years, and it's all come to light. And today, I sat there and did my next 2 years. So is there a little bit of truth in manifesting, or is it a word that we use wrongly? Because all I've really done is set a goal, decided that it's already happened, and then I've got to work out how I'm going to get there. For me, that's manifestation.
Yep.
But network marketing would like to tell you that you just have to have a freaking vision board party. Woohoo!
Yes.
Let's have a vision board party. Bring your magazines. We're going to cut out a fancy card, stick it on your wall, look at it every day, shout affirmations to yourself in the mirror, and your perfect life will land.
Will appear.
It doesn't really work like that, does it?
So I want to say this to everyone that's listening. Manifestation is a load of shit. Wait, there's a but. Unless it's backed by aligned action. And what's happened in not just our industry, but unfortunately the internet, the coaches, the retreats, the people that we see monetizing things on social media will have you believe that you can think and solely think your way to a better existence. So funny that you said you was writing goals down before and writing manifestations down, because I went to sit by the sea and I didn't have a notepad and pen, but in my head, I mapped out at the same time without a discussion what the next 3 years of my life were going to look like while I was sat on the sand grounded, and you said grounding, and it's something that we hear.
Cover me in sand.
Yeah.
Get me in the ground.
Hear people throw around terms like grounding, manifestation. You can have an alignment, and we'll come on to this in a minute.
Have an alignment with the sun. Howl on the beach to the moon.
I can rub my crystals together under the moon and my bank balance is going to go up. And actually, it's bullshit, and it's such a toxic thing that people are trying to teach people. And I'm not discrediting any of that. But what I am saying is all of these things are science, and the science only works when it's got backed action with it. And what some people are trying to do is genuinely what you've just said, which is stick something on a vision board, and they are not the person that deserves the car. They're not the person that believes they're worthy of the car, and therefore the car will never come. They're also not the person that's doing anything that would get them the car. So let's think about this. I'm trying to manifest my dream body. So I say it out loud in the morning.
Me too, baby. Me too.
Aren't we all?
We're working on it.
We're working on it.
You don't manifest a dream body. If only you could.
If only you could think about things.
Billion-dollar industry, the health and wellness industry would be kaput. It would be over, because you can't manifest abs. And this is something we say to our teams. If you want the six-pack, you've got to do the sit-ups. I cannot get you a six-pack, but what I can do is I can show you how you get one. And this is what's happening, is that people are going out there and they're telling you, all you have to do is think about it, speak stupid sayings to yourself in the mirror every single day.
Yep.
And it will, poof, happen.
And let's say you start your day like that, but then the rest of your day reflects the things that you've spoke to yourself that morning. That is how you get this woo-woo to work. And listen, I was the person that was anti all of this, anti everything, to be honest. It didn't make sense to me. I just thought that I could do anything, but I knew that to do anything and to change into a better version of myself, or a richer version of myself, or a fitter version of myself, I couldn't just think about it. I had to go to the gym. I needed to stop eating burgers. Like, I had to be consistent. It's the same thing with business. So I want to say this first off, which everyone's not going to like, but you need to hear it and I don't care. If your idea of manifestation is sticking pretty pictures on a vision board and doing nothing about it, that's not manifesting. That's arts and crafts.
But
that's what you're doing. You're making a scrapbook.
You're making a scrapbook.
arts and
That's
crafts.
all you're freaking doing. But people have made millions of pounds. They've wrote books on manifestation.
Yes.
Why do we think it is such a thing right now? Why is manifestation such a thing? I mean, let's talk about, Leah doesn't like this.
Oh, fucking hell, what is it?
Align with me. I'm looking for a team of people who are spiritually aligned with my third chakra on the right-hand side, second to the left in the zodiac of Scorpio.
No, not
What even is that? However, I did have a funny turn this week, and somebody did say it was the moon. It's always the freaking moon.
Were you howling at it?
I was howling. I didn't get quite as bad as howling at it. Come and sit with us in a ring of circle and light on the beach. And I'm not taking the piss, but I absolutely am taking the piss.
Yeah.
If you want to do that, I love you for that.
Yeah.
I love you for that. But don't think that you're going to get anything else out of that other than feeling nice at the time of doing that. And this is the thing, is that I find that a lot of people in that, it's a very dangerous place to go down, where I've seen it in certain companies where come and align with me. What do you mean by come and align with you? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm bringing in like-minded people, but I'm not asking them to like howl to the moon.
Yeah. And this is where, and I see this often, and what I would like to say is balance doesn't exist in the building phase. I don't care what anybody says, and I don't want people to fall into the trap of these things on social media of you can think your way into success, you can think your way into building a business. It's the equivalent of saying that you want to meet your dream man, but you stay in the house every day of your life. He's not going to break in. For a start, you need to put yourself. Maybe he is, but then is he my dream man?
Never know in Manchester, baby. Maybe he is.
He's going to scale on my balcony like modern Romeo and Juliet. But look, what I'm saying is we can think about things. We can think about becoming a better version of ourselves. We can think about becoming richer. We can think about bringing in people that are like-minded. But if we don't do the things that are required to put ourselves in the positions to get the things that we're manifesting, then it doesn't work. So there's so many books about this. And what manifestation is it's neuroplasticity. So there's actual science behind this. And too many people have jumped on it and turned it into a woo-woo thing where there's no science in it at all because it looks cool on social media. So if anybody's thinking about manifesting and applying it to business, look at the science behind it and how it actually comes about. And it's not just the thought of something, it's the action and it's the being of the person that deserves the thing.
And I think that's the one thing that really shocked me when I first read all the books, because we're massive. Can I just say something
I knew
about
you was going to say this.
We got into bed last night and Leah, she's like freaking Belle from Beauty and the Beast. We get into bed and she's like, she turns over and she brings this book out, no word for lie. It was like 1,000 pages. It was like this thick. And she places it on and then another one. And then another one. It's like the freaking British National Library. And like she's got a book. I don't know how you got that in your case.
I've got two suitcases. One half of it was
books. And nothing to do with business. I thought, oh, what is she reading? It was like Harry Potter for grown-ups. and it's like Harry Potter for like big people.
Do you know what it is? Do you know, this is the other thing. So when you work the way that we work, and I've not done this for years, but when you work the way that we work, I inhale a manifestation book, a personal development book, a business book, and it's all I ever read. And sometimes I'll get in bed, and you must do this, and I'll go, I'm going to read to switch off. And I start reading about something that doesn't switch me off. It switches me on. It's a book about
this
business.
This is where I'm going wrong.
Yeah.
Every single night before I get to, I read a book a week, by the way. I love reading. Readers are leaders. And I but this is where I'm going wrong because I can't switch off because I'm reading books on business and self-development and coaching and public speaking and this and this and this. And I'm actually feeding what I'm trying to calm.
Yeah.
I'm feeding it. So maybe I need to read these Harry Potter books.
Only just got into
Have you ever thought about, Jackie Collins or
No, I don't.
You don't like
that.
like smutty books?
No. I mean these are a little bit spicy.
Are they spicy?
Sometimes.
Harry.
No, it's not Harry Potter. For anyone that doesn't know what I'm talking about, it's like the Akatar series. So some of you will know and some of you won't. But I avoided reading these for ages, and I love anything.
Because it looks like it's going to take you a year to get through one.
Well, it is now. I've started another full-time job with these. They're like encyclopedias, aren't they?
Honestly, I've noticed it. I was like, what? It was like Mary Poppins. They just kept coming out of her bag. What the fuck is she doing? All right, Belle.
But do you know what it is? I started reading them when I was recovering from surgery. And if I didn't start doing something that wasn't work related, I would have worked for 24 hours a day for 3 weeks while I couldn't do anything else.
This was very clever because actually what Leah told us when she was recovering from surgery and she told her team where I'm reading every day.
Oh, I read all of the other
reading books every day. So her team were like, shit, Leah's reading books. So they're like buying
in the day.
Eric Worre. They're going out and buying
nighttime. Smut
of a nighttime. Smutty books.
Like when I finished my work day, then I was like, because like you, I can't switch off generally. So if I read something that was like completely, nothing to do with business, that was completely like, what's the word? It's for complete fantasy. Then my brain turns off from the thing that it never turns off from. So it's been actually a really good way for me to get to sleep and stop thinking about work.
No, I can see that. I mean, I had a bit of a mishap actually
with
it was an audiobook.
Okay.
And it was a bit of a smutty audiobook.
Send me the link.
We're not talking 50 Shades. That was nothing.
Oh, really? Was that PG?
It was very smutty. Anyway, so I'm in my car. And mums, you're going to understand this. And I've got them in my earphones.
Yeah.
And I've dropped the kids off. And instead of listening to a podcast, I thought I'll listen to this little smutty book. So I'm listening to it. And I drive into my driveway. And Shaq drives in next door to me. And my iPad connected to his AirPods. As he bent her over. He's like that. I'm like, hi, babe. And all he can hear.
I bet you had a great night that night.
All right, babe. I was like, yeah, nice day. I was like, lovely day. And he's like taking his earpods off.
I bet it's like, what the fuck is going on?
Be careful of what you're listening to or reading when people are around.
See, I don't have this problem. But the other thing with this is I was thinking about the people that talk about manifesting a 7-figure business, for example.
Yeah.
Now, what I would like to say on this is I have read every book that I need to have read at least twice, 3, 4 times, because I've been doing this for 5 years and I am where I am in my business journey. But I want to go back to the beginning of my business journey and talk about these coaches and these people and these things that say that you can do this while you're aligned. You cannot build a business at the scale and speed that we have built at with balance in the first few years.
Balance. When people say, what is balance? What does balance look like? It doesn't. And I remember, I think we were in Orlando last year. And there was like 8,000 people and it was like a woman's locker room. And the big thing with women was, how do you create balance, family, home, how?
Gym,
work, gym, how do you do
everything.
it? And this lady got up and she said, you don't. Because, and for anybody watching this, you're going to be able to see my arm. For anybody else, I'll just explain. You have to tip the scales. If you want to go higher, something's got to give for that to go. So imagine you've got a weighing scales. If you want to go up, you've got to put something else on to go down. Something's got to sacrifice. And I think too many people think that they can have it all. You can have it all, but not all at the same time. And when somebody told me that, I was like, that's it. You can have it all, but you cannot have it all at the same time. Like, we're here now, like, living our lives, doing our events, doing our podcast, but I'm away from my kids. I've had to sacrifice the week with my family to forward me in my business here. That's a tip of the scales. I can't be mum and here at the same time. And I think society and a lot of coaches will go out there and say, you can have it all. And they sell this business like, women, you can have it all. Yeah, but not all at the same time. And the minute that somebody understands that is the minute that you realize that you're going to get uncomfortable. And this is nothing with manifestation. Manifestation is all about staying comfortable. Just put it out there. It will come to you, all fluffy. And actually, it veers us away from getting uncomfortable. And with success, to be successful, you have to get uncomfortable. You have to. And that's my worry with crystals and howling at the moon and circles in the sand and all of this is you're making people feel comfortable where actually we need to make people feel uncomfortable to get to the next level.
Manifestation is romanticized all the time, but
100%.
But people don't talk about the sacrifice that needs to go with it enough. And that was really why we wanted to cover this in this episode, because talk about your first 3 years in business. And I was thinking about this the other day, but number one is I worked a lot and I wasn't paid for the hours that I was doing because I was in a phase of scaling. Now, what people get wrong often in network marketing is the instant gratification trap. They come in, they don't make, 6 figures in the first 3 months because they see people making 7 and multiple 6, and they think that they've done enough work to warrant some kind of reward like that. But the reality of my first 3 years is I worked every hour, and I still do, but I worked every hour that I was awake. And I didn't get paid for the hours that I was working. So that in year 5, I now get paid for hours that I'm not awake, that I worked 5 years ago. And my income goes up every single month. And it's having that long-term vision and that long-term stickiness to the industry.
But we have to teach that. And I think that's on us as leaders to set realistic expectations and manage people's expectations. If somebody comes into my business, I'm going to tell them straight off, listen, this is not a job that you're going to get paid for. This is something that we're going to work for. You're going to work a lot at the beginning for nothing, to work a medium amount for a medium amount of money in the middle, which is a danger zone, by the way, to work not much for a hell of a lot at the other end. And when people how did you get to there? Well, I just kept going when people stopped, because at the beginning bit is the bit where everybody stops. I have it all the time. Oh, but my husband, or he says, is it really worth me doing? Because I've been working here for 4 months and I've only ever made like $100. I was like, but next month you could hit a rank and that could go up to like $4,000. You've just got to understand the trajectory of the business. And I don't think it's taught enough.
And the other thing is, so personal circumstances is when a lot of people let themselves fall off that trajectory that we just mentioned. So I have worked through burnouts, breakups, deaths, whatever, throughout those 5 years, house moves, you name it, it's happened to me, it's happened to you. But we've never faltered on the work that needs to go along with that manifestation, because the manifestation of the income that I wanted, I've done. And now there's a bigger manifestation coming in, but I cannot just think about it. I have to push through the uncomfortable times when I don't feel like doing it and when I feel like I can't do it. And that's what separates the people from, the ones with the result and the ones without. Some of us have just been doing it longer and with more conviction.
100%. Actually, I think I might put a post out tonight about manifestation.
Please do.
I think I will.
Collab me in.
It just pisses me off. And I think it's our responsibility. And guys, if you're watching this and you're a leader in network marketing, please be careful.
Be responsible
for your team. It's not okay to say, listen, we're just going to go on a yoga retreat and, rub our crystals. However, I
love a yoga retreat.
I have crystals in my bag.
I've got crystals everywhere, I am not bashing that side of it, but what I'm telling you is, I believe all of those things. I understand the energy behind it, but I also understand that for it to work, it needs to have backed and aligned energy from myself. So start managing expectations for people for what the work looks like that needs to go behind all of these other things that people are teaching, the affirmations, the manifestations, go and do yoga, whatever. I love doing yoga.
We're actually going to do a yoga class tomorrow morning. We need to find one of those.
We'll find one. There must be loads in Miami. I saw Lindsay did one. So a couple of questions I want to ask, because I know that you do this often. I've done it so often. What's the one thing that you've manifested that you instantly regretted?
Oh my God. Instantly regretted. Oh man,
I've got a good one. While you think.
Oh, tell me yours. What I think, because I don't. God, I tend not to have. I live by no regrets. So
I'll tell you. Be careful.
Give me an example.
Be careful what you wish for. So
because you just might get it.
I didn't realize how. This was about 3 years ago, how powerful I was at manifesting. And I did and I didn't, but I also forgot that there's a saying of be careful what you wish for because you just might get it.
Yeah.
And this is where it comes down to. I now will not say something that I don't want to happen, bad or good.
Yeah, but this panics me, right? Because
I don't want to put it into the universe.
Yeah, but sometimes then if you say so, I did this on the way from the airport.
Right.
Because I love Miami. I love it. I spent many years here with a bit of a dickhead boyfriend.
Yes.
And I was in the car and I was like, because you know what happens. I manifest. And my words were, I manifest everything. So I'm going to bump into him.
Yes.
And now I've spent the past 3 days panicking. No. Because he's probably outside the door right now because I've manifested bumping into him because I feel like I've said it, right? Because this is how
it out there.
I've put it out there. So, don't what? You asshole.
Watch that on YouTube because I just shut Rachel up.
You're such a fucking bitch. But can you see how much I'm like, that's how powerful.
So I lied to, I think it was probably someone in my team, that my phone was broke because I'd not responded back to this message. I'd not responded back to a message for an abnormally long amount of time. And I can't remember if it was someone in my team or someone in my family. So it was somebody. I lied and I said, my phone's been broke for like 2 days. Sorry, I'm just catching up. My brand new iPhone, whatever it was at the time, that was about two months old, miraculously, about 40 minutes later, just packed up, stopped working. I was like, this can't be fucking happening. And so now I don't put anything out that is negative or that I don't want to happen, just out of pure fear. And I've done this a few different times, like where I've said I've lost my bag. Do you remember when I lost my bag?
Yeah, but you did find it eventually.
I did find it eventually, just
not in time. I mean, that was a pain. So Leah's literally is meant to get on a plane and she's like, I've lost my bag. I can't find my bag. It's got my cards in it. It's got my passport in it. I've lost my bag.
I'd lost everything. And I said about 10 minutes before that I did that, do you know what? I've not seen that bag for ages. And I was thinking, it's usually like on the side. It's usually on the side. It's got literally, I don't have much stuff that I carry around, but my passport holder's got all of my bank cards in it, my ID, my passport. Thankfully, it didn't have my car keys in it, but I'd said out loud about 15 minutes before I went on this wild goose chase for it, I've not seen that bag for ages. I hope I've not lost it. And I genuinely couldn't find the bag. It turned up about 5 weeks later in the bottom of another bag.
It was there the whole time.
I'd looked in it.
Babe, give me another question.
Let me have a little look at the ones that I wrote down before. So, the stupidest advice you've ever got that's been related to manifestation or alignment from anybody, or anything stupid that you've seen online, because I've seen some real corkers lately.
Do you know what it is? I find it's a lot of the spiritual But it's join me for spiritual. It's a spiritual stuff. You know, we'll be spiritual together. It brings back the chakra, like, you know, if you touch the 3 different chakras and your third eye and your ear lobes and up your nose and all that, it's going to come to you.
Yeah.
And like, let's all go and do a sound bath and wish like that team members will just fall on our laps. Like raining team members.
Yeah.
It's just, I think that's the craziest shit.
Yeah.
That is the craziest shit for me.
Yeah. And that's the thing that I don't want people to like get bogged
but
down
you don't
with.
have any of that in your team. I don't have any, because I would just laugh. If I had a team that was just manifesting, like, just let's manifest together, it would be Rachel Lowdry has removed somebody from the chat.
Yeah.
Like, done. Take that shit out of my chat.
Yeah.
I am not aligned with that. That's not the way. I mean, actually, let's switch it a bit, because what kind of team does align with you? Because we all like, we are manifesting in a way. We're not manifesting, but we're attracting
people.
And
like
our
me.
teams are very different, aren't they?
They are.
Like, they're very different.
They are. They're so different that it's like having 2 completely separate types of people that are all doing the exact same thing. But within our teams, what's happened is, so when you say what type of person aligns with me, somebody that is like me is my ideal prospect. Somebody that thinks the way I do, that's logical, that isn't emotional, that is a red personality, is my type of person to work with. But that's not the way the cookie crumbles all the time. So I think about people like Amy, for example, in my organization.
We love Amy.
Amy is like a fluffy bunny rabbit.
She's very yellow.
Yeah.
Not in colour. People that don't understand. Anybody that understands like personality traits, people might be listening to this and like, poor girl, she's jaundiced. She's not yellow.
Let's run through them. So for those of you that don't know and haven't ever done one of these before, or haven't read a book that's called Surrounded by Idiots.
One of my favourite books.
One of my favourite titles of a book ever, because yes. But there's different personality types of people. So I remember doing one of these tests at uni. And
gosh, you did it all the way back in uni. I never heard about colours and personalities until network marketing.
Yeah. So I'll tell you a story. I did it in uni, and they basically, you were standing up or sitting down if you ticked this box. So after each of the colours, the right colour person would be stood up based on if they were that colour or they weren't. So they went through the blues. So the blues first were, let me break it down and you'll be able to work out if you're a blue. But the blues are like the life and soul of the party. They're very social. They want to be fun all the time. And sometimes they're really hard to harness to get to work in business. But when you can get them to focus on something, they're a great person in business. But for them, business needs to be fun and social. A green personality is analytical. You'll know a green when you see a green. They want a response to everything.
But weirdly, and I'm going to stop here, you're very facts and figures, but you're not green.
No. So I like facts and figures because I'm red. Now, red is like leadership. So for me,
we are very
red. Red is Red's basically the worst colour that you can be. And I'll tell you a story behind this, because there was only 2 people that were stood up at the end of this test for red in university. Me and the guy that I fucking hated that was in my class. And I sat and I thought, I hate him because I'm exactly like him.
It's like in parenting when you're arguing with your child, and my mum will say to me, I argue with my 13-year-old, and it's like, because she's identical to you. Yeah. She triggers your points because it's like looking in the mirror.
Yeah.
And this is the same with teams and with friendships and the people that are like niggling at you. It's because they're very...
You see something
for every person that I've ever fallen out with in my life, I've spun back round years later and gone, they're actually exact... 2 massive people come to mind that I no longer speak to. I have no wish to speak to them ever again. But... shit, we're similar.
Yeah.
We have very similar traits.
It's usually why you don't get on with somebody. And
Yeah.
then Amy's yellow team. Yellows are like lovely.
I'm a bit yellow.
You are so yellow. Yellow people are like little bundles of sunshine.
I'm
Is
like,
that the right
give
word?
me what's my
Rainbows.
one thing that I put
Give
my
me a
give me a
squeeze.
squeeze. I'm always
Yeah.
like, if you see me at an event, come give me a squeeze.
I'm like the Antichrist.
She's like,
nobody touch
the
me. Nobody come near me.
Antichrist.
I'm not now.
Don't touch me.
Yeah, but I used to be like that, and so look, there's different
You've
personalities.
softened up.
I have softened up.
Since
You're
you
yellow.
sat with me.
Yeah.
Since you have sat with me, you've thawed out.
You've rubbed some yellow on me.
I have rubbed a little yellow on
But
you.
the point is, everybody can be successful in business if they work with the right people.
Yeah.
So Amy has brought in, thousands of people that are just like her. And we always talk about niching in business. Like, if you don't know what your niche is, you don't know who you're selling to.
Yeah.
And so communities within communities, even right down to personality traits work. And so who's the person that you align with, or who would I like to align as a team? What happens when you've got an organization as big as we have is it might have started out like me, but there's a team of Gen Zs and a team of fluffy bunny rabbits.
Oh, I like the fluffy.
Yeah.
The ones howling to the moon.
Some are howling at the moon.
Do not have any people.
Some are howling at
No.
the moon, but they're doing the work with that.
I don't have anybody howling to the moon. I'm going to be
Listen,
honest.
I'll go and howl at the moon with the best of them, but I'll still outwork everybody when I'm not howling. So it's like, listen, I'm into it. I'll go and do all of it. Sign me up. I'll sit at the top of a mountain and I'll howl at the moon with my crystals under it.
But the moral of the story
But then when I get
is-
to the bottom, I'm going to do the things that I
Yeah.
need to do to build my business.
And I think the moral of the story for this episode is, guys, you can't wish success.
No.
You can plan it, you can see it. Vision is massive. You can plan it, you can see it, but you cannot wish it. You cannot stick it on your board and just look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, have the goal, but then work out how you got there. And I think that's it for this week.
It is. And I want to say, if this episode has spiritually dragged you in any way and you feel personally attacked, good. That
Good,
was
'cause
the
we were
whole point.
speaking to you.
That was the whole point. This is the Mile High Club. We don't just manifest, we move. And we'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.